Listen closely. If you walk through a modern computational lab today, the sound of progress has actually changed. It's no longer that frantic, nonstop clatter of mechanical keyboards pounding out boilerplate code late into the night. Instead, there's just a quieter rhythm, a few keystrokes, followed by a long, thoughtful pause. What we're exploring today in this explainer is a quiet revolution happening right inside our terminals. We're looking at Xingjing Zhang's blueprint for the autonomous lab, a new paradigm where we literally stop typing every line and start managing AI coding agents. So, let's step into the lab.
Section 1. The blinking cursor and facing the empty prompt. It starts with a scene most of us know way too intimately. It's 2 a.m. You're staring at a blinking cursor. There's a sprawling codebase sitting right in front of you, a deadline looming, and you have that paralyzing realization that you don't even know where to begin. But there is an absurd, yet entirely practical solution to that paralysis. You just flip the direction. Instead of trying to construct the perfect prompt to tell the machine what to do, you instruct the machine to interview you. You just tell Claude, before you start, ask me 5 questions to clarify the goal and constraints. You are no longer the typist here. You're the subject matter expert being gently interrogated by your own software to extract the parameters of your own project. It's a beautifully dry inversion of the whole human-computer dynamic.
Section 2. Beyond the Copilot era and into a new generation.
To really understand why that inversion matters at scale, we have to look at how quickly the horizon has shifted beneath our feet. Just think about the Copilot era we all just lived through. Its scope was the current line, maybe the current file. Its action was a single text completion. You were still driving every single keystroke, just with a really smart autocomplete sitting in the passenger seat. But now, in the Claude Code era, the scope is the entire repository and the file system. The action is running shells, spinning up subagents, and driving browsers. We've essentially transitioned from driving the car to delegating a destination to a chauffeur. You give it a goal, and you just walk away.
Section 3. The art of delegation and setting the rules.
Delegation is an art. It requires philosophy and honestly strict discipline. Because when you hand over the keys, you're treating the AI as an autonomous investigator. There is an unseen, relentless cycle taking place while you step away. The language model isn't just generating text anymore, it's entering a loop. It gathers context from your files, formulates a plan, takes an action using its set of tools, and then it iterates. It plans, acts, and verifies over and over again until the conditions of your goal are actually met.
But for that loop to be efficient, we have to acknowledge a hard truth. Context is a finite, highly valuable resource. You really cannot afford to spend tokens endlessly re-explaining the basic physics of your lab. And that is exactly where the Claude.md file comes in. It's just a simple markdown file, but it acts as the foundational constitution for your agent. It reads this at the start of every session to learn where the datasets live, what the compute limits are, and how to format an experiment log. You document the rules once, so you literally never have to repeat them.
And to interact with the world outside that codebase, we use the Model Context Protocol, or MCP. This is how we grant these agents hands and eyes in the broader lab environment. By wiring in a service like Weights and Biases or Playwright just once, every agent suddenly gains the ability to query experiment metrics or even drive a real web browser. We are carefully, deliberately controlling their reach into the outside world.
Section 4. Discipline, friction, and automating the process.
Now, with all this optimistic automation, we actually have to introduce some necessary friction. Because the crucial point is this: generation and critique are fundamentally different cognitive jobs. An AI system, no matter how advanced it is, simply cannot flawlessly grade its own homework. It's going to have blind spots. And this brings up the adversarial necessity of the review or ultra-review commands. You absolutely must have an adversarial second pass, often spinning up a fresh context or even a completely different model entirely, to look at the generated code and hunt down bugs, architectural flaws, or security vulnerabilities.
Alongside review, there's the strict discipline of automation itself. Zhang proposes what he calls the 2x rule. If you do something twice in a day, like querying a specific log or submitting a specific job, that is a signal. You stop. You ask if it can be a skill, and instead of writing that skill yourself, you simply tell the agent at the end of the session, based on what we just did, create a skill for it. So any repeated human labor is immediately hardened into a permanent, reusable AI capability.
And perhaps the most vital discipline in an AI-driven lab is epistemological.
No hasty conclusions. The lab note protocol dictates that facts and interpretations must be aggressively separated. The agent can automatically log that accuracy rose from 52% to 61% because that is an observed fact. But if the agent generates a hypothesis as to why that happened, that hypothesis requires explicit human approval before it's saved to the permanent record. We automate the observation, for sure, but we fiercely protect the interpretation.
Section 5. Reproducible artifacts, where code controls the paper.
Let's ground this abstraction for a second. Where does all this rigorous, autonomous process actually land in the physical world? Well, in an academic setting, it lands in the published paper. And here is the absolute unbreakable rule of the autonomous lab. Code controls the paper. You have a strict pipeline. Scripts read the experiment logs. Scripts generate the results, the tables, the figures. And the LaTeX document, the paper.txt file, only inputs those generated artifacts. A human being should never, ever manually patch a number into a LaTeX document again. If a number is wrong, you fix the script, you rerun the build, and you get the corrected paper. To support that pipeline, the data required on a detail page carries a sheer aesthetic weight. We're talking a git hash, the exact execution command, the specific dataset version, the weights and biases ID, the config file, the observed numbers. Every single experiment detail page must contain this exact payload. The ultimate test is simple. Can a brand new lab member reproduce the result flawlessly using nothing but this generated file? If yes, the system works.
Section 6. The new workspace and agent-native terminals.
As we bring this explainer toward its conclusion, I want to offer a quiet observation on the physical interface we now use to oversee all this. We are moving away from the terminal as a blank canvas for typing and toward the terminal as a dashboard. Environments like cmux, which are built natively for agent workflows. Just imagine a screen with vertical tabs showing branches and active ports, and notification rings that quietly light up only when an agent actually needs your attention. You're sitting at the center of a control room, pairing agents with logs and browsers and split panes, calmly managing concurrent AI investigations.
And that brings us to the core realization of this entire shift. You wire the evaluation. You hand the agent a concrete metric, like development accuracy must be greater than 0.78. And you ask for the verification command right there in the plan, because when the agent can tell whether it is done, you stop being the loop. You step outside the execution cycle entirely. You are no longer the typist, you are the director. And the only question left is, if the machine is writing the code and running the tests, what exactly should you be thinking about next?
Disclaimer, this has been another episode of our tech podcast, AI generated with Notebook LM, based on cited resources, AI Coding Workshop by Xingjian Zhang, informational and for reference only. Find your weirdest edge case, leave a comment, subscribe, or join as a channel member for badges, perks, and early access. See you in the next one.